Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Paul. I am finally done with bedside nursing. I wanted to share my feelings with you guys and what led me to this decision and what are some options out there for you to go into if you are thinking about leaving bedside nursing. I had my last day of work a few weeks ago and it didn't hit me until a week after my last day of work that I was never going to be a bedside nurse again, and it felt so surreal. Many of you watching this may be working as a bedside nurse, or you're thinking about getting out of bedside, or you're in nursing school just looking at videos about bedside nursing, but you have seen the chaos that has ensued in the nursing field for the past 2 years or so. It has not been a fun, amazing time at all for any of us, I think, especially me as an ICU nurse, and I worked through COVID crisis contracts. I am very burnt out, just like a lot of nurses out there. Many nurses are now leaving the profession entirely or just doing remote nursing jobs. And those do exist. Many senior nurses also retired early, getting out of the profession when the pandemic hit because it was just too risky for them to work. I think we can all agree that as nurses have been extremely burnt out by all the events that have transpired. It's been an absolute mess with hospitals not having adequate staffing, being hit with the pandemic, with the nurse cap shenanigans that has been all over the news. And along with the COVID surge, we also had new travel nurse surges. So many people left their staff jobs to become travel nurses because they realized that they are worth way more than what they were getting paid in their staff job. And I completely agree. Nurses definitely deserve more than a hero's banner and pizza parties. And of course, I talked about this recently in one of my videos, but the Redonda Vought trial that has now changed how we practice as nurses and this new fear among current and new nurses out there in the field. It made us realize that making a grave mistake and reporting it and owning up to it can lead us to jail time, and it can lead us to being criminally charged. That is a lot of responsibility for $30 an hour. All of this contributes to the turmoil that is bedside nursing. So you can see why a lot of people are trying to get out of it, or they're in the process of, or thinking about it. So I left bedside nursing because I'm going to CRNA school. I started my process in applying when the pandemic hit. I've worked hard the past few years with getting certifications and taking the GRE, taking tests, extra classes just so I can apply. And it's been this long process, and now I'm finally starting. But all the challenges I faced as an ICU nurse, and many of you may know this, but being a bedside nurse can push you to your absolute limits with your patients. I've always been honest on this channel, and I will say that I used all the struggles I went through and frustrations I went through as a bedside nurse. I used that as fuel to apply to CRNA school and go through all these obstacles just so I can get out of bedside nursing. I really enjoyed my role as an ICU nurse. I love being a trauma nurse and being a transplant nurse, a COVID nurse, a MICU nurse, and I am so ready for my end goal, which is to start CRNA school. And there's so much that goes on to bedside nursing with the politics and all the policies that they instill, and the managers are constantly on you about different things that make their unit or hospital look good so they can get funding. When you're a bedside nurse, it feels like everybody is on you. The patient, the patient's family, the residents, the attending, the surgeons, your charge nurse, your coworkers, and it all just goes into a very stressful workday. And it's not what I imagined that I'm going to keep doing for the rest of my life. Working the pandemic was very rough on everybody. You really needed the perseverance and a good team to continue to show up every day, day after day, taking care of other people. Bedside nursing is already mentally and physically exhausting enough that adding the pandemic on top of that was just a roller coaster of an experience. There was so much I had to process from that first year of COVID nursing, from all the deaths that I've seen, all the lives that I tried so hard to save, but no matter how hard you tried or how hard and how quickly you acted on an issue, they were just so sick that you could not save them. Talking with their families, grieving with them, FaceTiming with them, making sure that they get to see their loved one for the very last time. I feel like that just sucked the life out of my soul, just doing that for how many months in a COVID ICU. And it felt just like a cycle of never ending death and doing everything we can and proning. And you really had to depend on your team and your loved ones during that time. Now that we are 2 years out of the start of the pandemic, things are slowly getting back to normal. And at least here in California, where I have been working for the past 6 months, after the holiday, it wasn't really that bad of a surge even. We were preparing for a much larger surge, but luckily it was only a few COVID cases in the ICU, and it didn't feel like a hard hit anymore, and it feels like things are slowly going down. And talking to other nurses and coworkers now, it's been a mix of feelings and emotions and plans. A lot of people are studying to become nurse practitioners or applying to CRNA school. Some people are still thinking about travel nursing. That is still a very big thing at the moment. Even with rates going down, there's still a lot of attraction to become a travel nurse. We have new grads in the unit that are enjoying learning and suffering. We have nurses who don't have any plans and they said that they're fine with their current situation and they will stay at bedside. Another population that has reached out to me, a lot of nursing school students message me lately because they tell me that once they graduate and get their experience, they aspire to be travel nurses. And I think it's absolutely beautiful to see that there are still many people who are passionate about nursing. You need to keep that passion and your eagerness to help other people. And if that is your calling, stick to it. And never lose that passion and never lose that desire to help people inside you. It felt very bittersweet leaving bedside. To be honest, I really enjoyed being a bedside nurse, but I am just so ready for the next chapter in my life. I really put my time in. I put my whole heart and worked my hardest and gave the best care possible to my patients. And it was something that came very naturally to me. It was so easy to talk to patients, take care of them, or if they're critically sick, it was just so much fun trying to fix them, hanging all the drips, pushing meds. I mean, it was something that I found a lot of joy in my day-to-day life. And I think that's why I'm so excited to start CRNA school, because it's just a continuation of that. I'm going to learn so much more about anesthesia and medications and fully focus myself on just that one patient. My main advice for my future bedside nurses that are watching this video is get your experience in before you travel nurse. Make sure you get a steady foundation of your knowledge and your skills, because that will take you a long way to wherever you go in your travel journeys. Yes, money is a big factor in why this profession is so great, but if you don't have that desire to help other people, you will be burnt out very quickly. Bedside nursing will push your patience and your stress levels to limits that you haven't even reached yet. So get a good support system and make sure to take care of yourself before you take care of others. Make sure you are as careful as you can be with doing anything as a nurse. And if you are looking to get out of bedside nursing, I suggest you looking at our Facebook group called The Wealthy Nurse. A lot of people post about their side hustles and other things they've done to try to get out of bedside nursing. There's a bunch of threads and discussions on there with people helping each other out and giving information to those interested in ways that they are making money. So that is a good place to start to gather some ideas and see if it's a right fit for you. There is so much you can do outside of bedside nursing. You just have to go and look for it. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. And in honor of me hitting my 1K of subscribers here on YouTube, I am doing a giveaway on Instagram. You can go on my page, SRNA Paul, and the rules will be there on that post. You can win this mug, this propofol mug that I also have, so we can both be matching drinking our tea and coffee together. So yeah, head on to my Instagram and join the giveaway. So I just wanted to give a little gift to you guys for following me and watching my videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.